Hi everyone. So when you start YouTube, one of the natural things to do is to go out and see other tutorials by other people. What do they film with? What cameras do they use? What audio do they use? What is their lighting setup? How do they edit videos? What software do they use? All this sort of stuff. And when you watch them, they will say, this is really important. Like the lighting is important and the audio is important. How you shoot is important. It is, but actually the most important thing is that you just start. Because if you don't start, you will never actually get better and progress. So if you are thinking, I really want to start YouTube, but I don't know what camera to get, can't really afford it just yet, I'll wait another 6 months, just stop for a second. You guys probably have a mobile. And the cameras on these phones nowadays are really quite good. Yes, there will be limitations, but there's no reason why you can't just start. Because if you don't, in a year's time, you can't get better because you haven't actually done it. So I just really wanted this video to be about getting you guys going. So I'm actually going to film this video, but I'm also going to film my tutorial. So at the moment, I'm about to do a copycat Pottery Barn Harry Potter home decor tutorial. I decided to do a challenge and I'm going to film it on my mobile phone. I am going to use the audio off of my mobile phone. No tripod. I'm going to do a quick cutout of something just to hold it in place. I'm going to use natural lighting. And then finally, I'm going to edit with free software because I want you guys to understand that it is doable. You've got it actually all right here. It's more important to just get going. So the first thing I would actually say, and I'm going to jump over to my phone and just quickly show you guys, is to start getting a little bit familiar with your phone. Now, you do not need the most recent up-to-date phone. I'm gonna show this to you guys. This is my phone right now. Let's see. Can you see the cracks? Wait for it to, oh, there's one. However, my phone is still completely usable. Okay, so I just want you guys first to get into your phones and just be familiar with your settings for your camera. So some of you guys might know this, maybe not. Get into your camera, click up onto your settings, and straight away you're gonna see rear camera and your front camera. So just be aware that your rear camera is usually better than what the little front camera is here. All right, so front camera I've just popped for video size onto the largest setting. Grid lines, I do like putting the 3x3 on, just that way you can kind of align yourself. Like sometimes it's good to have it over here, sometimes you want it straight on, and sometimes it's good to have it to the side. Oh, maybe we should try this. There's voice control. You can record videos by saying record video. Record video. Look at that. Okay, let's try it that way then. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just make a little stand. I will pop a link below. This one I think they said to fold it in half and cut a curve. And I'm gonna curve it up like that. So as you can see, I'm just gonna pop some boxes up. Clean your camera, because if you're anything like me, your fingers are gonna be all smudgy. And this should work. Okay, so a quick note about audio. I am making sure I film inside. My room has a little bit of fabric like rugs and this, so at least there's not too much echo. But if you're doing this, yeah, you really will want to choose your space well. If you go outside, you're just gonna have wind noise whipping around, and then you will need to get proper equipment. You can get like these little microphone plugins, but then they have like a little sock that goes over it, and it just protects the noise a bit. But with that, we're just gonna go with this. You do need to be a little bit close. You can't be on the other side of the room like you are at the moment, just because the audio isn't gonna be picking it up as clearly. So with this, hi everyone. So you would have seen on Pottery Barn that they have the most amazing. I tend to layer all my footage. So I will do all my talk to camera. I get all my voice work out of the way, and then I will take my camera and zoom it in and just shoot bit by bit by bit, and then piece it all together. There we go. All right, so you really wanted to give yourself I would say 7 to 10 seconds. Like even if you're just holding, just hold, get 7, 8, 9 seconds, then stop and then move to your next angle. And then like, you know, you might do a longer shot of you actually doing it. Record video. Don't zoom. There's no need. It's a digital zoom. So you aren't actually doing anything better that you can't do in your computer afterwards. So if you actually want to get in closer, you really need to physically move it in, get it right up in there. And there you go. All right, so next thing is we are going to jump onto the computer. I am going to show you guys how to edit roughly and just the software we are going to use. Now, if you are on a Windows, a PC, I'm pretty sure there's like Windows Media Player. I'll double check and I'll send you guys the link below. And then if you are on a Mac, you have just iMovie. In saying that, if you don't have a laptop, that's okay too. There is so much software on mobiles nowadays. I'm really sure that Adobe has maybe Premiere Pro, like a rough version of it. There's Adobe Premiere Clip, so you can edit and share videos straight from your mobile device. That's what they say. So look, all you need to do is just jump on and find an app that works for your phone if you don't have a laptop. Personally, I love working on a computer because then I can actually see what I'm working with. But if you're just wanting to do some quick cuts and just get this video out, by all means, just use one of the software on your phone. Oh, and we are going to just fluff up and do a final shot of one of these pillowcases on the bed. So the first step is getting your video across from your phone to your computer. So I use Google Photos. There's an app on the phone and I'm able to drop those in and then that transfers across. I can open up a web browser on my computer and I can just download the files that I need. So you know how I was talking about multiple shots? So in here you can see that even for that final shot, I've got like, I don't know, 16 shots. Might be extreme, but that's what I do. In the end, I only end up using 2 of them, but really it's all about giving yourself enough to work with. Even my intro and voiceover, you can see that I've actually taken 4 shots of that. So I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to jump into iMovie. Now I'm not going to run through how to actually use the software. There's lots of really great tutorials on YouTube, plus the software is pretty user-friendly, but I am going to quickly work through what my process is. So my first thing is dropping all my footage in, but what I start with in the actual timeline is going through and editing my video that has the voiceover, so I know what my baseline is that I'm working with. So I start with about 10 to 11 minutes worth of footage, and then I'm going to cut that down. I think it's about 3 to 4 minutes that I get it down to, because that's really all that video actually needed. Then what I'm going to do is adjust my lighting. So I go in, they've got lots of filters nowadays. They've got white balance as a filter. I ended up also using like romantic because it kind of just softens the look a little bit. You can adjust contrast, brightness. Then I overlay my filler footage. So I drop that in. You can right click and you scroll down to detach audio and then delete the audio. That way you aren't going to have overlapping audio and it sounds like all rubbish. So you're going to quickly just work your way through, drag, drop, shorten. I also go in and make sure that I speed up any footage or slow things down if I want to make it fit a little bit better. So again, that's a right click on your footage and then you're going to drop it down to show speed editor and then you can speed up that footage or slow it down so it just goes at the pace that you need. Now I do drop in a few photos at the beginning. In iMovie they have the Ken Burns effect put on. A little bit of background, Ken Burns is a documentary filmmaker, but he focuses a lot on historical stories, so he actually ends up using photos a lot as footage. So that's often why you see that photo transition across. So as you can see on the right here, you can choose where you're starting and where you're ending. You can start a little bit close up and it spans out, or it might be that you're tracking across the photo. Anyways, it turns it into footage and makes it a whole lot more visually appealing to see. So I do go in and I wanted to create a little bit of a magical shot where the flame seems to go on by itself, and I add just like a little splash of glitter. Up in the right here, you can see there's like a speed odometer thing, and there's also a button underneath called reverse. So you're going to click that to flip it. So it actually seems where I've blown out the candle, it flips it so it looks like the candle just automatically relights itself. The next thing I do is I grab a title. There is one called Pixie Dust. So I just grab that, delete the actual text part, and what it leaves me with is a little bit of, I guess, pixie dust that flies across where the candle is. So as you can see, the final pillow shot is really quite yellow in the bedroom because I was just using like a side light to light that. There is a paint palette little option on the right hand side there. You can make it more blue so it's more daylight, and you can also boost, as I said, the contrast and brightness just to make that lighting just a little bit more fresh looking. And that's about it. So as you can see, mobile filming, editing in free software, completely doable. Really, as I said, the first challenge is just getting on and just doing it. The second challenge then as well is that you keep going. You have to make it a habit, just keep going, because eventually you get to a certain point and you look back and you realize actually how far you've come. With that, I would actually love to see your videos. So after you've seen this, go shoot your own video, pull it together, pop a link below, and I will go and watch. And with that, have fun filming.